Turkey is a place where every corner is a treasure waiting to be discovered. From the beautiful Mount Nemrut to the breathtaking Cappadocia to incredible places you have never heard. Let's take you on a ride to see 20 of the most amazing places to visit in Turkey. Make sure to fasten your seatbelts as we begin this ride. Number 1. Mount Nemrut. At the peak of Mount Nemrut, a 2,134-meter mountain in southeastern Turkey, several massive sculptures surround what is thought to be a royal tomb from the 1st century BC. To the east of the Taurus Mountains lies one of the loftiest peaks. The mountain is located close to Adıyaman, about 40 kilometers north of Kata. Huge sculptures of King Antiochus I of Commagene, 2 lions, 2 eagles, and a composite of Greek and Iranian deities include Heracles, Artagnus, Ares, Zeus, Aramesdes, Apollo, Mithras, Helios, and Hermes, stood guard on the mountaintop tomb sanctuary he had constructed in 62 BC. Greek, Persian, and Anatolian architecture styles were blended in the sanctuary's construction. Number 2. Ephesus. Here you can feel what it was like to live during the Roman Empire's golden age at one of the most complete and still standing famous ancient cities in the Mediterranean area. Though written records go all the way back to the 10th century BC, the majority of the city's notable landmarks originate from the time when it was a prosperous Roman trading post. Specifically, the Great Theater, the Library of Celsus, and the complex of terraced houses decorated with frescoes all attest to the prosperity and significance of Ephesus throughout the Roman era. You should plan your visit so that you don't feel rushed, because a sightseeing trip here will take at least half a day to cover the major highlights, and longer if you really want to explore. Number 3. Anai Ruins. Anai was famous as the city of 1,001 churches when it was first established more than 1,600 years ago. In the 11th century, when it was prosperous, the walled city protected over 100,000 people. Anai was completely deserted by the 1700s due to its unfortunate history of conquest, harassment, and attack. The cathedral, a beloved ruin in the Anai ruins, is the next stop after you go past the walls. Domed basilica with pointed arches and cluster piers, the largest standing building in Anai, can be seen as the sun peeks through parts of its missing structure. Number 4. Hagia Sophia. Among the most anticipated attractions in Istanbul, you must not miss Hagia Sophia. Hagia Sophia's interior is its most appealing feature. Inside, you'll find 8 Arabic calligraphic roundels and a gigantic yellow-painted dome halfway that will astound you. With the 4 caliphates and the names of Allah, Muhammad, and his grandsons Hassan and Hussein carved into these massive circular wooden panels are the words of God. Number 5. Cappadocia. Every photographer's dream is captured in Cappadocia's bizarre sweeping rock valleys. The rippling panoramas of wave-like rock or wacky-shaped pinnacles formed by millennia of wind and water action can be found on cliff ridges and hill crests. Byzantine Christian monastic communities settled in this unusual lunar landscape, and their frescoed rock-cut churches and cave-cut architecture are nestled within it. Number 6. Butterfly Valley. Above Butterfly Valley on the Lycian Way, hikers are rewarded with a breathtaking panorama. A narrow blue bay surrounded by towering cliffs that rise sheer and scrubby on either side, and a turquoise shoreline. At its base, on a pebble and sand beach that is only reachable by boat, you'll find a campsite where you can enjoy grilled fish and beers at the beach bar. You can even take yoga classes under the shade of the trees. As one travels inland along the valley, which has served as a trade route for all time, one passes verdant vegetation, waterfalls, and during the spring, a plethora of 100 different species of butterflies. Number 7. Düden Waterfalls. The Düden Waterfalls, a series of Anatolian waterfalls, empty into the Mediterranean Sea's azure depths. There are two branches that make up the Düden Waterfalls, the Upper Düden and the Lower Düden. In Düden Park's Lara district is the Lower Düden Waterfall, whose alternate name is Karpuz Kaldiran Salasia, meaning watermelon-raising waterfall in English. Boats, the adjacent sidewalk, and Düden Park provide excellent vantage points for those in search of a restorative display of nature's magnificence and power to admire the waterfall's breathtaking scenery. A major river in southern Anatolia, the Lower Düden Waterfall, empties into the sea below. Number 8. Kos. A haven to boho chic Turks and hippie travelers, the old fishing village of Kos is far enough from the major seaside towns to maintain its offbeat vibe. With mountains in the background, traditional whitewashed houses line the crazy paved streets, their wooden balconies draped with billowing bougainvillea. As you look out over the picture-perfect turquoise water, you'll see the rustic swimming terraces and daybeds constructed over the water, adorned with colorful textiles and cushions. Nearby, off the island of Kakova, there is an underwater city to discover with snorkels visible beneath the crystal-clear water. The village's Kaputa's beach is stunning, with its dazzling white and bright blue waters framed by dramatic cliffs. Number 9. Göbekli Tepe. Göbekli Tepe, which means Potbelly Hill in Turkish, is a world-renowned archaeological site that dates back to the pre-pottery Neolithic and is home to the oldest megaliths ever found. There is a 6,000-year age gap between the megaliths and Stonehenge. Göbekli Tepe is the oldest temple in the world, and it is easy for visitors to explore the site. Watch as archaeologists sift through the massive site, which continues to yield more significant historical and archaeological artifacts. At Göbekli Tepe, there is a little museum where people can learn more about this significant historical site and see fascinating 3D animations of the area. Number 10. The Grand Bazaar. The Grand Bazaar is yet another fantastic Istanbul attraction. Take a leisurely stroll through this bazaar to experience a Middle Eastern spice market firsthand. Spanning 61 streets and housing more than 4,000 shops, it ranks among the world's largest covered markets. Along both sides of the streets, in this vast network of crisscrossing streets, you'll find people and shops selling a wide variety of goods, including jewelry, trinkets, gifts, and souvenirs. Number 11. Patara. Visit Patara, Turkey's longest beach, if you're planning a trip to Turkey. If you are wondering what to see in Turkey while you are at this beach, there are a few beach cafes that rent out sunbeds and umbrellas for a reasonable price. Another perk of being on top of a dune is the possibility of seeing the moon rise and set simultaneously, provided you're lucky. Stunningly beautiful. Number 12. Gümüşlük, Bodrum. The fishing villages scattered around the Bodrum Peninsula could only be reached by boat until the 20th century, and even now, that means nothing has changed. Gümüşlük is the most picturesque of these fishing towns. Mimosa is the best place to eat meze and freshly caught grilled fish while you're dipping your feet into the water at one of the many ramshackle restaurants that line the shore. Hanging from the trees and canopies are gourd lanterns that have been hand-painted in jewel tones. When lit up at night, they resemble sculptures, and in the sunshine, they create beautiful shapes. It's also the ideal location in Bodrum to witness the sun setting. Number 13, Safranbolu. Safranbolu is a town in the Black Sea region of Turkey, specifically Enkarabük province. The Safranbolu district is headquartered here. As of 2022, the population is 52,999. Zalifre and Terekliborlu were their previous Turkish names. From 1923 until 1925, it was a part of Zonguldak province, but prior to that it was part of Kastamonu province. Just below 1,667 feet at an elevation of 508 meters is the town. As a spice, saffron is produced in the town from the stigmas of the saffron crocus. Number 14, Lycian Tombs in Fathay. Kings and queens used to be buried in the ancient Lycian tombs. They were constructed on the side of a mountain to provide a view of Fathay below. They date back to about 350 BC. From approximately 1400 BC until 546 BC, the Lycians resided in Lycia, a wealthy state that was bordered by the Mediterranean Sea. The Lycians held the belief that winged beings transported the souls of the deceased to the afterlife. The purpose of placing the Lycian tombs on the cliff was to bring the departed closer to God. One of the best ways to see the tombs in Turkey is on a river cruise. Towering classical columns light up the entrances of Fathay's Lycian tombs, which have been relatively empty for years due to looters. Number 15, Selçuk. Selçuk is a Turkish town situated in eastern Thrace in the province of Izmir, towards the northwest. From 1369 until 1453, Selçuk served as the capital of the Ottoman Empire. It was succeeded by Constantinople. Selçuk is situated 7 kilometers or 4.3 miles from the Greek, and 20 kilometers or 12 miles from the Bulgarian borders. The rich history of Selçuk begins in the 6th century BC. The Thracians established it, but the Romans, the Byzantines, and the Ottomans all eventually took it over. The city boasts a number of cultural and historical landmarks, such as the Edirne Fortress, the Selimiye Mosque, and the Up. Number 16, Amasya. Located on the banks of the Yeşilırmak River, this diminutive city boasts a picturesque setting in a narrow valley. Why is this spot so well known then? Rumor has it that this is where the Turkish folktales of Ferhat and Siren were set. On top of that, you can marvel at the old bridges and picturesque Ottoman houses for a real taste of culture. Number 17, Uludağ National Park. Uludağ National Park, situated close to Bursa and Istanbul, is where you can find Mount Uludağ, also known as Great Mountain, which is the tallest peak in the Marmara region. Olympus Misios was the ancient name for Mount Olympus, the legendary home of Zeus and other Greek gods and goddesses. Uludağ National Park, which is renowned for both winter sports and summer activities, receives over 1 million visitors every year. Travelers can experience the breathtaking beauty of Mount Uludağ from the city of Bursa to Uludağ National Park and the adjacent ski resort on the longest cable car in the world, Uludağ Teleferik. Number 18, Trabzon. Trabzon, a one-of-a-kind city on the Black Sea coast in northern Turkey, is a must-visit destination for tea connoisseurs. This region provides the ideal conditions for the cultivation of the world-renowned Turkish K. Thanks to its high hills and perpetual mist, the area has also gained fame due to the world-renowned Sumela Monastery, which has stood proudly in the mountains for over 1,600 years. While you're here, you should also try pie, a Turkish specialty that is baked flatbread with a variety of toppings or stuffings. Trabzon does a great job with this dish. Number 19. Göreme Open Air Museum. Many of the elaborately carved churches at the Göreme Open Air Museum date back to the 10th and 12th centuries. Saint Basil of Caesarea, one of 3 notable Cappadocian fathers, was instrumental in the development of early Christian theology and oversaw the flourishing of the churches during his tenure. Among the many famous churches found within the Göreme Open Air Museum is Amali Kalis, also known as Apple Church. The Last Supper is just one of many biblical scenes depicted in the frescoes that decorate this church, which dates back to about 1050. Number 20. Pamukkale Travertines. For over 2 millennia, people from all over the globe have flocked to Pamukkale to soak in the mineral-rich water, which was thought to have curative powers. Even if this isn't true, it would still be one of the most interesting tourist destinations in Turkey. An ancient city called Hierapolis is thought to have been built around this world wonder, Pamukkale. Its primary target market consisted of retirees who wanted to spend their golden years lounging in the pool. The presence of a massive necropolis in the area, which indicates that the city was the final resting place for many people, is the unfortunate reason that we know this. And that's a wrap on our whirlwind tour of Turkey's 20 most amazing places to visit. If you're looking for an unforgettable travel experience, Turkey should be at the top of your list. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more travel inspiration, and hit that notification bell so you never miss any of our content.